In this video, we will be discussing using matrices to solve systems of equations. Now, in another video, we'll be discussing more about matrices and all the different properties, but in this case, what we want to be talking about specifically are the dimensions of a matrix and how we can use it to solve a systems of equations. So this matrix right here, it is basically a rectangular array of numbers based off of elements and entries. So there are 6 entries here based off of 2 rows and 3 columns. And so the dimension of this matrix would be a 2 by 3. There are 2 rows and there are 3 columns. So you would say that this is a 2 by 3. In this case, you would say it is a 2 by 2 matrix because there's 2 rows and 2 columns. This would be a 3 by 4 matrix. So in this case, first we have a 3 by 4 matrix, but the way you can write a matrix is you can actually assign it values of variables. So if you notice, we have 3 columns and we have 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. We actually can assign these to be variables, x, y, and z columns. So in this case, we could say that 1x is equal to 5, 1y is equal to negative 12, and 1z is equal to 7. And so the answer to this matrix would actually be a coordinate point of 5, negative 12, and 7. Here is how you can use a matrix to solve a system of equations. Now, in a previous video, we had done this by hand, and it took quite a bit of time. There is an easier way to do this using a matrix. So what you're going to do is you are going to use brackets, and you're going to write the coefficients of the variables. So in this case, it would be a 2, 1, negative 1, and that's equal to 5. The next row is going to be a 1, 4, 2, 16, and then it's a 15, 6, negative 2, 12. Now, the dimensions of this matrix is a 3 by 4 dimension. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to pull up your calculator, and we are going to input these numbers in. So to get to the matrix home screen, the matrix is the word above x to the negative 1. So you're going to hit second, x to the negative 1, and that brings up your matrix. We need to edit the matrix. Now, you may or may not have matrices that already have dimensions in there. So I'm going to go down to D where I do not have a matrix and hit enter. It asks for the dimensions. The dimensions are a 3 by 4. And it brings up all of the elements for me to place in. So you're going to start with the top left, and we're going to input and hit enter in between every number. Second row is 1, 4, 2, 16, and then 15, 6, negative 2, and 12. Once we are done, I need you to quit. Don't go back into matrix immediately. You need to first quit. Now what we do with that is we're going to go back into the matrix home screen, and we're going to manipulate the matrix in order to solve for x, y, and z. So I want you to go down to where you see R, R, E, F. Hit enter. Now it's going to ask for what matrix did we want to do that to. So go back into matrix, and I am going to use matrix D because that's what I had just finished editing. Hit enter, and it comes across as negative 2, 6, and 3. So 1x represents negative 2, 1y represents 6, and 1z represents negative 3. So you would write negative 1, no, I don't think it was negative 1, negative 2, 6, and negative 3 was the answer to this matrix. So instead of solving this algebraically now, we can now use matrices in order to actually find our answer.